What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for the 13th episode of the Refreshing the Feed podcast. My name's Matthew, his name's Andrew, and we're refreshing your feed so you don't have to. My Lord, Andrew, do we have a lot to talk about?
A lot to talk about this week.
A lot. More than I expected. Just recently, we got like a lot of...
Yeah, honestly.
A lot of shit. It was like the last couple of days, it just
for sure.
Bang, bang, bang right in a row.
What are we starting off with?
We're jumping into it. It's a very sensitive topic. I don't like talking about it just because so many mixed opinions, extreme controversy that like I can't like even imagine what, especially living in Canada, stuff like that, but and being a white person, obviously, but I can't really like imagine the severity of the situation. So you know George Floyd,
Of course.
his found guilty of his killer, essentially, Derek Chauvin.
Yeah.
Derek Chauvin was found guilty.
Yeah.
On like a million, like second degree manslaughter, third degree murder,
every
and second
charge,
degree
right?
unintentional murder. Yeah,
I think every charge
three counts.
He was put up against.
Yeah,
he
found
got charged
guilty.
For. Found guilty.
I don't really want to dive deep into this just because it's
Of
extremely controversial and
Yeah.
not that our opinions would
No. Yeah.
do anything that would upset anyone, but what I really wanted to talk about was his what's his name of his
Dumbass
attorney
lawyer. Yeah.
his lawyer said, and I quote, in Chauvin's defense, he said, Your Honor, space aliens flew in, inhabited the body of Derek Chauvin, and caused this death.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just
Did he?
So first,
I've seen this headline. I seen that like his lawyer blamed aliens. I didn't like look into it at all. I thought it was just some like stupid bullshit like thing. So he actually said this in a courtroom to a judge.
So reading it on paper doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah. What?
No. I'm saying it sounds like terrible, like in general.
Yeah.
But this doesn't sound as bad as it does in the video where you see him sit.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
He just looks like an idiot.
It is so bad. I'm gonna try to find the video.
It's tough in that situation because everybody knows he's guilty, right? Like a lot of people were nervous about the trial and stuff. With like reason, obviously, like you don't know, like some fucking crazy shit could happen, but everybody knows he's guilty. His lawyer has to know he's guilty.
Yeah,
everybody has seen this video.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay, here, right here. I'm gonna play it. I have it right here. So this is the video that literally sounds so much worse. So much worse. Yeah.
Whatever.
Sounds much worse than when it's written down. He looks like an idiot. Just an idiot. Just sounds so stupid.
Space aliens flew in, inhabited the body of Derek Chauvin, and caused this death.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Like, how can you? This is probably the biggest case.
Maybe in
and at
lifetime.
Least definitely in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Maybe OJ was another one.
Yeah, but that was before us. I think.
Like the most high. Like most significance. I'm saying, like this is one of the biggest. How could you go? Like you just sound ridiculous.
Yeah. What? This guy looks like just a schmo off the streets too, kind of.
Yeah, this guy looks like he could be.
It's so tough being a lawyer, though.
Yeah.
Like, how do you defend it?
We talked about this exactly. How do you defend that, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you defend someone like that?
Like
Like this is like the biggest task.
He's guilty, and you just gotta fuck. Yeah, but what sucks for this guy is this trial is so such in the public eye, and is so one-sided, which it should be, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows he's guilty. That it's like this guy's rep like has to take a hit.
Oh
right?
yeah, for sure.
Like you can't have
you
can't have the guy, like your lawyer, be the guy who defended George Floyd's killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like fuck.
Well, this could literally just be like they paid like if I was in the scenario like this, like I'm like I chose the case because I got paid like a ridiculous amount, and literally I went into it knowing that I'm not gonna win.
Yeah,
like that's basically like saying like I just
to defend this guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it looks
like,
terrible. It looks terrible.
Like he has to like even on like when he goes home and like
Why?
Thanksgivings and shit, he must be like asked, like, he knew you weren't gonna win this, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but like I think that's how you
don't
just
believe it. Like,
no. I think that's how
he's not guilty.
I think that's how you justify it. I think you just be like,
I was just doing my job.
I got paid
paid
so much money for this, and that's the only reason why I even chose to defend him at all.
Yeah. It's
But
like, I
my
knew he was
personal
scumbag.
opinion, I would never.
You can't.
I never
because
agree
how
with
do you
it.
look at your kids and like.
Yeah, there's definitely some sort of code that the lawyers have to
Yeah,
follow
yeah,
that they can't
100%,
say that
100%.
they went into it like not wanting to.
Yeah, there's
Definitely some
honor
stupid
shit.
code, but I think like that's all I want to talk about. This guy's like an absolute idiot. Just this sentence alone just sounds absolutely fucking terrible.
Space aliens may have been inhabiting his body.
Yeah.
Damn.
So stupid.
Rough.
So, okay, but I want to talk about a couple days ago, Apple had their event, their spring 2021 event. A lot of interesting things.
I love your character switch. You weren't a big PC guy, but you were.
I was originally like the console Apple simple-minded, not complicated.
Yeah, because I was gonna say you weren't an Apple fanboy, but you when I first met you, you definitely had like the Apple Watch. You liked your
yeah.
You were definitely.
I was definitely about the connectivity of all of them and stuff like that, but I was more like I was just like a tech guy. I wasn't really like diving into the specs, and then eventually I got into the PC concept and all that, and it kind of changed for me. But now I'm sort of moving back to the Mac and how everything just works seamlessly together and all that.
Apple just does it right.
Yeah, they've been doing it right. Everyone said that after Jobs passed that like it was gonna be a game changer, right? Like it wasn't gonna, but I think they're still like
they're still doing a decent
at the
job,
same level,
which is crazy to think about. Like if he was still alive,
imagine
I wonder what direction and what
that'd be crazy. So some of the features that they released was. The first one was Apple TV that has like 4K compatibility.
Yeah.
And there's this sort of color gradient matching. It's like a color matching thing that you shine your phone on the TV and it's some shit like that it like changes and it fixes it all up.
I know they changed the remote for that as well.
Yeah, they also changed the remote. A lot of people are having everyone says the remote's shit.
It's because the top is like a touchpad. If you don't know where it is,
it's gone.
And you like move your thing, like you're just fucking with your TV.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
Yeah, I used to have an Apple TV, but then I said that it was too much. It just cost too much because then you have to pay for like all the shit. Or at least when I had it.
Well,
pay for everything.
you like it has all your. It's just a smart TV. If you have a smart TV, you really don't need it. It's just the thing about the Apple TV that I like. It's just like an easier interface to like switch between your apps and like you could talk to Siri and just like the best thing about the Apple TV is like say you wanted to watch I don't know fucking like Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
You talk to Siri on the homepage and you're like Lord of the Rings and it pops up. And if you have an app, if there's an app that has Lord of the Rings on it, it tells you which app to download to watch it.
Oh,
so
okay.
say Acorn. There was something I was searching for the other day, and it's on this app called Acorn, and I don't have it. But it was like, if you have a Acorn subscription, you could like watch it.
Oh, sure.
Or if it's not on any of these streaming services or apps or whatever, it has like the rent, buy, or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
That's dope.
But it's just like an overpriced. Like smart TV.
Yeah.
There's always like 2 Apple events a year. There's always one in September near my birthday. I know that.
Yeah.
And then there's the
one in the spring. Now. Yeah. There's another one. There was so there was the Apple AirTags.
Yeah.
Which are like pretty big considering you've had the Tile one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tile's like the cheaper. Well, not really cheaper. They're kind of expensive too.
Yeah, they are expensive. I think a pack of like 4 is like 120, 130 bucks.
Yeah, I think I was looking at the US price.
Yeah, I've seen the US prices. I was surprised. I always forget that it's US prices, not Canadian, because I was watching. Who was I watching?
Marquise Brownlee.
Yes, I was watching him, and I think he was like $30 American. And I was like, oh, that's not bad for like one. For a single, I think it was like $30 Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian, they're $39.99.
Well,
so
that's not terrible.
Yeah, not bad. So they're like these little AirTag things. Mm-hmm. I'll pop one up here.
Yeah, there are these.
They're like these little like little like pucks, like little circle
Yeah.
things, and they're just like really good for tracking. You like put them on shit and you just
Yeah, you
track
put
it.
them on your keys. You put them on your.
And they're available on the 30th of April.
Yeah, and they
So
okay.
yeah, there's a 1-pack for $39.
Yeah.
And then a pack of 4 is $129.
Yeah.
So
Is this something you'd
kind
cop?
of expensive? I don't think so.
Do
I
are
don't
you-
lose shit that
Yeah,
much.
you don't lose your keys and stuff. You have it.
My
like,
wallet
one-
I lose. I have like a
Yeah.
minimalist wallet that's
Oh,
like
is it black?
yeah.
Oh,
Like
that
that signature
kills me. My
Amazon
wallet's-
one.
Yeah, my wallet's black as well. And oh man, it's just, and I have like a black desk at home and shit, and it just blends in
Yeah.
with everything.
But apparently they're like super customizable. Like you can put like anything you want. Like the engraving, you can literally put like anything.
Mm-hmm.
I saw like a ton of them that were like cool like things. And there's the Hermes.
Have you? Okay, can we talk about it? Have you seen how much the
No, I want to see it.
Hermes is?
I don't know how much they.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
bro.
but think about it. It's just the puck is the same. It's not better. I think it says Hermes on it on the actual
Yeah,
puck,
yeah.
but it's just the leather strap.
yeah.
And it's okay. So we're looking at it now, right?
so the key
ring-
yeah, the key ring is the one that like just regular keychain shit.
yeah,
That
is
one's like $450.
$450.
Holy.
$450 just for this like leather strap thing.
Yeah, that's bare. That's way too much.
Yeah, for just a tag.
No, that's way too much.
You know why?
The
I
thing
think-
is literally the size of like a toonie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Literally
it's
the
a
size of
thicker.
a
It's a
toonie.
thick toonie. Oh, which I have a crazy. I watched that. Oh my god, what's his name?
Marquise Brownlee.
Yeah, I watched his video and he threw something out there that was wild, and I'll tell you after.
Okay.
But
No, these are like super expensive, and I knew they were gonna
those
be
are-
expensive.
Yeah, obviously. But those are just you just hang them off of your purse, right? Like so you don't lose your purse. That's what this would be, and that's
Yeah.
the only reason you would get this like Hermes one, right?
Yeah, but literally, like they do have like a sick function, and I think they're gonna eliminate Find My iPhone.
I think it connects through Find My iPhone. I think that's how you track.
I think there's another way. There might be like a different software. I don't think they said how it does, but apparently it's like super. Yeah, I think it's like this other like app.
Find My app.
Find My app. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like different though. Like the whole like look of it and everything is different.
Okay, so in that video, he was saying that the reason why like Find My like iPhone, Find My AirPods, whatever is so good is, and why this is like working out well is like, say you drop it at like the grocery stores, your keys, right? And it has like this tag. People walking by, their iPhone signal connects to it and it like tags the like location of it.
Oh shit.
So it always updates like where it is because people's iPhones are just walking by it and like always updating like,
Yeah.
where it is, which is
Yeah.
sick.
One really cool thing that I saw about these was that they have like precision tracking. So
Yeah.
like instead of like it's in like this area, like, and it just shows like 20 meters of area.
Yeah, which-
like it'll show you like exactly like 1 meter away, like 2 meters away.
Have you ever
And
done like Find My fucking iPad?
Yeah.
And it's in your room across the room, but then it shows like it's
The whole
down
room.
the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so
That
like,
is basically
yeah.
pointless. But no, like this precision tracking is like really dope. I think
And then
that's
it
like,
makes a noise when you're in a certain radius and stuff.
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's super dope. That's like another big one that they had. But there was the biggest one, I think, was the obviously the new iMac.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up a picture right now. Number one, they look great. It's obviously the new Apple M1 processor.
Yeah. Okay. So the crazy fucking stat is these things are so thin that if you stack two of those pucks together, they'd be thicker than the iMac.
What puck?
The two
AirTags?
AirTags together, like if you stack
Yeah,
them
yeah,
on top
definitely.
of each other, they're thicker than the
Yeah, definitely. I
than
think
a
it
fucking
was.
computer.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
It's wild. Okay, what do you think? Okay, so we love how thin they are.
Yeah. Number one, okay, so I think the biggest thing about these for me, obviously, is the M1 chip, and I think that's
Yeah,
what
that's
changes
cool.
this whole thing. Like the whole Mac concept is the M1 chip, and that's how they made it thinner. That's how everything
Yeah.
integrates properly and new and all that, right? So it's literally less than half the size of the old one
Okay.
in thickness,
Yeah.
and the colors that they came out with.
The colors are nice. Like,
Okay,
cool.
so the way I approach this type of launch
Yeah.
is that this new iMac with all these colors is sort of like the iPhone SE. Was it SE?
I think so.
With all the fucking colors. The cheap one.
Yeah,
No, the iPhone 5C. That one had like a shit ton of colors, and it was the cheaper, affordable one, not really expensive. So I think like this is that cheaper, wide color range.
But it's not even that. It's not even cheap.
It's not that cheap.
Yeah.
Well,
no. Like I mean, not cheap in the sense of the like product. Like it's a high quality product. Like it has the M1 chip and everything in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's still a great product.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna run like a brand new, like it's top of the line like Mac, right? But at the same time, this is sort of like the stepping stool until what they're gonna release in the fall.
In the fall, yeah.
When they release their new iMac in the fall, or their Mac Pro, whatever, or the iMac Pro, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
When they release that one, it's gonna be like the goat of goat, and it's gonna be so thin. It's gonna be
so what they mentioned,
space gray.
Yeah, that's what they mentioned. Is like they're bastards.
They're not,
because they released all these colors and stuff, but there was no space gray. I think.
Yeah, there's no space
gray. There was
gray,
like some silver one or something like that, or a white or something. But there was no like space gray and stuff, and it was like they're just saving it for the fall, so then they can have like a real release and get people back in. The only thing I don't like about it is the tongue. I wish the screen was the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
I hate
the tongue
thick
at the
ass,
bottom.
like sticky note holder fucking piece at the bottom.
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
The only way you could get rid of that though is if you made it thicker.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can't have an LCD screen in front of the M1 chip or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever's
exactly.
down there.
Yeah.
I was like, I seen like an X-ray shit.
Yeah, but there is also number one, it's pretty cool though, the colors and shit like that.
Yeah, cool. Going back to like the classic like Macs, you know, like the fat cubes.
Yeah.
When they were all colors, like that was cool.
Yeah. Exactly. There's also the
I don't think they're ugly, the colors. Like they chose like
colors. Speaking of colors, it's just a weird color. I'm gonna look for it here. The new purple iPhone.
Oh yeah, I heard about this too.
Let me pull it up here.
They just released it as a color, right? Nothing's like different about this?
No, I think it's just a new purple iPhone Pro.
Is it like when they did the red iPhone for?
Yes, the 7 Plus or the 11. No, 7.
Like that.
It was like the 7.
Was it that far ago? Yeah.
Yeah. So
what was that for? That was for.
I think maybe Beats. No.
No. It was for a charity.
Oh,
I think it was like a disease. I don't
remember. But this is it's the same thing. It's the Pro.
Yeah.
And it's just like this purple
like
kind of like lavender. Yeah, just for like spring, I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah, cool. Were you? Yeah, no, you never bought like.
I never had a color.
It's
phone.
Always
black or white.
Yeah.
Black or very.
I don't even think I had a white phone, iPhone.
Mine was always black and white. Yeah, literally. But and the last big thing was the new iPad.
Yeah, which I was surprised.
Which is basically a computer. At this point, it's a computer. It's literally a computer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's like so many different things about it. Bro, the specs that they're talking about.
So I bought that keyboard, the Magic Keyboard or Smart Keyboard. I think it's Magic Keyboard. And it feels like an actual like laptop, like keyboard and stuff, and it's great. It's just way too expensive, and I returned it.
Yeah,
it was like $500, I think, after tax and everything.
Way too much.
And it was like, for a fucking keyboard, like, I'm gonna be on like my main computer at home, my desktop. Like, we're not going back to school and shit, so.
Yeah, and they said the new like iPad Mini, right here, will be delayed until the autumn, till the fall release, which is not a
iPad
huge
Minis
deal.
are like good for kids and shit.
Yeah, literally just slap them on there.
Nothing crazy.
But no,
like, do you see like the iPad Pro? Do you see how it's all screen?
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
I wish like the new like iMac Pro or whatever.
Yeah, it was just all screen.
That. Yeah, but it's like you got to give up thickness.
Well, I think that kind of compares to like an Android phone. How the Androids were like the first phone to go full like screen to body.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they were full, and it wasn't like the most popular thing. But now it's like I want like the full screen, right? Because people like once we got rid of Touch ID, and we got rid of like a bunch of other shit that we didn't need on the screen. Right? It's just even the notch bothers me. Right? The notch on your iPhone, that bothers me.
What do you mean then? Oh yeah,
the camera notch.
Yeah,
right? Like that's something that
Yeah,
really
and
bothers
it's so
me.
stupid because we're getting so picky. Because you remember like when was the first iPhone you had? I think I had like a 4.
4. Yeah.
I think 4 was my first
4,
one,
and it was
that thing was
gross.
just like thicky.
Yeah. But there's like so many phones on the market that literally have just the camera.
Yeah.
Right? Like they have just the camera.
But it's
hole in the-
it's Apple, bro. They could do whatever they fucking want.
Literally,
and
that's
we'll buy
it. They can literally just do whatever, and which is kind of annoying. But at
Okay.
the same time, it's like
Quick fucking
How do you blame
stat that I fucking heard that I read it on Twitter, so it may or may not be real. But Apple could buy every professional sports team in the world. That's how much money they have.
really.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah, see if that's real. Because I read it on Twitter, and I kind of because they were the first $1 trillion company, or was it Google?
I think Google was.
Okay, well they're $1 trillion company as well. I know that, which is insane to think about.
There's this that says, Apple has enough cash to buy every major sports team in the world. Yeah, the company's $250 billion cash pile could be used to make every star athlete in the
cash pile.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
It can be used to
That's
make
not
every
even
star
assets and
athlete an employee reporting to Apple.
Damn.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, Apple is sitting on as much as $250 billion in cash.
$250 billion.
Sitting on.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's literally crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No, like how small is the sports world compared to technology? So small.
Holy shit. Yeah.
So small. If that's just one company.
It's like different for me and you because we love sports so much, and you think it's like bigger and like the center of
think it's
people's
huge.
worlds and shit.
Yeah, no.
But like, how many people have iPhones? How many people computers? Like,
it's completely different.
Yeah, it fails in comparison.
And I think you lose like so much money because of like tons of people who don't like sports, obviously. But there's everyone has to use technology, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone needs to use it to function, right? So it's just like a necessity at this point. Okay, so speaking of sports, I know you've heard about it. We've talked about it before, actually, outside of the podcast, very briefly. But I wanted to know what you thought about the new Super League. That was the giant controversy and the ups and downs.
It was here for what, a fucking day? 2 days?
Maybe. I think it was like 3 days.
It fucking ended. Terrible. It's a fucking terrible idea. Like okay, I understand. So a few things. This league started. There's 12 teams total, 12 founder teams, right?
Yeah.
There's 6 in England.
Yeah.
Right, the big names.
3 in Spain and 3 in Italy.
3 in Spain, 3 in Italy. 12 fucking teams. There's no notable non-attendees are PSG, Bayern, and Dortmund. Those are the 3 that are in it.
Yeah.
So they're essentially trying to get rid of the Champions League.
Yeah.
And they have this tournament where every year these teams automatically qualify.
Yeah.
They'll be joined by, I think it was like 5 or 3 more fucking teams.
3 more.
3 more. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. And they play every year and they play for this fucking Super League.
Yeah.
This is such a trash fucking concept, Matthew Storino. I get it. I understand why they did it. The president of Real is I think he's like the president of the fucking league.
And I think the one of Juve had to do a lot to do with it too.
Sure. I think it was Juve, unfortunately, Manchester United, and Real.
Yeah.
Like those were the 3 big ones. But there's been a lot of the Real Madrid guy talking.
Yeah.
But the whole thing that he said was that how do we get 18 to 24-year-olds to watch soccer when it's like Manchester United versus like Shakhtar, right? Like nobody gives a shit. And I understand that. I understand that as like a person who doesn't really watch soccer, that doesn't fucking entice you.
Yeah.
But as a root, as people who love soccer as a competition, the Super League is garbage.
Yeah, because just ruin everything.
Those 12 teams automatically make it. The thing that makes the Champions League so great is that you have to fight, you have to qualify to make the Champions League. It's special.
Yeah.
This 12 Arsenal's in like 10th or 9th in the league right now. Fucking Spurs suck.
Yeah.
Like these teams like don't deserve to be in these competitions, right? Like if you get rid of the Champions League, you get rid of games that happen that are like Juve versus Porto.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those upsets that happen, are huge. Are what makes like sports so exciting and like unpredictable and great. And having these 12 teams just there's no stake to it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no stake to it. It's like, okay, you're watching Manchester United versus Barcelona. Man U gets eliminated. Okay, next year we'll be in this competition anyways.
Yeah.
Like, it takes... their whole thing was like, oh, yeah, you don't want to watch Man U versus Shakhtar, right? Because you don't care. But then you're diluting the product so much that it's like, oh, next year I'm going to see Man U versus Barcelona play like two times. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think personally, if this Superliga were to have gone through, and it would have actually happened, I think you take away... I think the Superliga itself takes away from domestic league play entirely, and it will just ruin
it hurts
all competition that isn't involved in the Super League. That's what I think. I think it ruins almost everything that's not involved in it, because there's so much hype towards it. It's the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah, you're gonna bench. If Man U is playing a Premier League team on fucking Saturday, right? And they're playing fucking, I don't know, West Ham. They're going to bench all their players because on Tuesday they have a game against Barcelona, and it's just going to tank it. And I know you could say the same about the Champions League, but it means something.
Yeah.
The Super League doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
It's this made-up tournament by all these owners and presidents for them to take the money away from FIFA to make themselves money, which they're making. They would make
shit ton of money.
It
was like it was over 4 billion.
It was like 400 million.
No, 4 billion a year.
Oh, was it 4 billion?
It was close to 4. It was just over 4 billion, 4.2 or something like that I saw.
Yeah, which is
crazy amounts of money.
Crazy amount of money, and I understand the interest of it.
Yeah.
But it's also the most selfish move of all time.
Definitely.
Because the president for Real was talking about how the poor teams in the league are the ones who are able to make money, and the big teams suffer and lose money and shit. It's like, no, you're losing money because you're poorly fucking run. Yeah. Because you're buying these fucking players, you're splashing cash, and you're breaking these transfer limits every fucking year. It's like, it's unsustainable. You can't, do you remember, I remember when that one summer Real bought Kaká and Ronaldo, and they broke the transfer record twice. And it's like, this isn't sustainable. Every year you're just
breaking it. Yeah. I understand that, but same thing I was saying, obviously it'd be great to watch, I think, for the first time.
Yeah,
and
but you also have those matchups.
You also have teams that are like Milan and Inter and other teams in the Premier League, like Tottenham, and that aren't always at the top of the leaderboard. Like you're saying, Arsenal's in 9th. You said,
yeah,
I think they're not always at the top. They're not always great great quality teams. Or the actual players are not playing at an extremely high level, right? Even though it's a great club, I still think it turns out to be like a regular league where you're gonna have the shit end.
Exactly. Arsenal's going to come in 12th every fucking year out of these 12 fucking teams, and it doesn't mean shit because they're just going to be here every year, and you're just going to see Arsenal, who mean nothing.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I'm not shitting just on Arsenal. Fuck Arsenal. I'm a Man U fan.
Yeah,
fuck Arsenal.
But everybody loves an underdog, right? So you're going to have those 3 teams that get to come in every year.
Yeah.
And you're going to be cheering on those 3 teams because you know that Real's going to be in the next year.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know that everybody's going to be in it, right?
Exactly.
It's always going to be like that. You're going to cheer for the underdog, and then everybody's just gonna be like, okay, whatever the best team in the Premier League is, they're probably gonna come out somewhere up top.
Yeah,
because that's the majority of the chunk of all the teams. So half the teams are all the Premier League, right? So it's kind of a stupid idea. I get the fact that they're trying to maximize revenue, and it makes sense for them money wise, but at the same time, watching it wise, it would be great. I'm telling you, the first 6 months or a year would be great. It would be so enticing.
You want to see those games.
Yeah.
You want to see Real versus
Barca and Man City,
all those guys
all the time.
But it becomes it dilutes the product so much. It becomes a spectacle.
Yeah.
It's like, look at these, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah,
it's like,
literally.
Look at these big teams
it's
play
like
each other. And then you can move, with this Super League team too, which I heard them propose before, was not necessarily playing a Man U Barca game in Old Trafford or in Barcelona in like Camp Nou
Yeah.
or whatever. They could play it in like fucking Dubai and shit, and like it just takes away from like
Yeah.
the true fans and like the
Yeah,
like
exactly.
spirit and like culture of the
Yeah,
fucking
it's kind
game.
of the way I want to refer to it is like, it's like having an NBA All-Star game, East versus West, every fucking on a much larger scale, every game. That's what it is.
like okay, the thing about the NBA that's like exciting, like when fucking Golden State was like wrecking everyone,
Yeah.
it was like, oh shit, Golden State and the Cavs or whatever
At the time, yeah.
we're not gonna see them fucking play. We're gonna see them play in the finals, right? If they could get there, and then like the whole journey there, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna see, like, I don't know.
You just don't know. It's not already determined.
Yeah, it takes away the whole point of competition, and especially at a time like now, with like Corona happening and stuff, a lot of teams are like struggling, and it's like these big teams leaving takes away so much money and like almost sinks the rest of the team. There are 22. I think there's 22 divisions in English football. So what that means is you can start off in the fucking 22nd division, fucking a Saturday league or whatever, and
make your way.
Miracles happen, but you can make your way to like the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
Which never happens, but it's like that whole like system, that whole like
would just go to shit.
Just goes to shit because you lose so much money, because then it's like TV, because now TV companies are like are gonna have to they're gonna have to play those games with like those big six teams, because their like fan bases are so huge and stuff, and then that takes away like money from like the little guys. Now I want to make it very clear, like FIFA is not like the good guy. Like, they're still corrupt as fuck. And even these owners for like pulling out now, like they're not like, yo, you still went into that.
Yeah,
you still thought that was good. You're still greedy. You just received so much fucking backlash that you're like, yo, we can't touch that. Like, not right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Man U fucking owner, Joel Glazer, the Glazers are like an American family, like billionaires that bought Man U, I think 16 years ago. And I read something that it was like, over the last 16 years, they've pulled out like $1.4 billion from Man U. And it's like, it's tough because it's like, you don't, at least in like soccer, you don't really buy a soccer team to make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not to, like, you're supposed to kind of like reinvest into it. And it's like, damn, you pulled out 1.6 or 1.4, whatever stupid amount of money to pay yourself, when it's like you could have like invested it back in the team. And especially Man U, who's been like struggling recently and stuff. It's like we could have developed more. Anyways, it's just,
I think I just do think that like you can get a lot of entertainment from this type of league, but I just also think that like I said before, it definitely takes away from domestic leagues. Definitely takes away from any other competition.
The Champions League is
obsolete.
Kaput, because you don't
Yeah, all the other leagues are kind of like nothing. But eventually, like you're saying, it turns into this, like this sort of diluted, like you're mentioning, it just doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, it's not special.
To see like Ronaldo versus Messi or to see
special.
the big names all the time, right? It just doesn't mean much. That's why the Champions League, when you see like a final of like Atletico and whatever, Real and Chelsea, it's like, oh my God, like this is it, right? This is the big match, but. Or the big like couple games. It's just unfortunate that if you have like all that all the time, you're not gonna want to see it after a while.
Storylines, it tanks everything.
And the thing that makes me a little confused is that like, don't you make money from the build up of one game, like a Real Chelsea, like that, and like the spectacle that it's just like the one game or the two games, and it's like, wow, this is happening in the finals.
They do make money,
and then don't you realize that like in the beginning you'll make the money, and then eventually the league will start fading out. That Barca Real won't be that special anymore. Not a lot of people are gonna tune in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
the biggest thing that stopped this, I don't know if it was the fans protesting and all of that, or if it was FIFA threatening to pull, to
it was
essentially kick them out of the
international.
league. international and the domestic
Yeah.
leagues. They said like, okay, Man U, you're not going to be in
No, it wasn't the
Premier
fans.
League anymore. It's not, right?
It wasn't the fans.
It has to be.
Yeah, it was definitely
the backlash of
thing.
like, because if you're telling me, because I could guarantee you that if UEFA was like, listen, anybody who plays for these fucking 12 teams isn't allowed to play in the World Cup, Messi and Ronaldo are asking for a transfer. They're out. They're at the end of their World Cup and Euro and shit. Like, they want to play in those tournaments. And all the top players. That's where like their pride, like.
Yeah, I want to ask you something.
Legacy.
So do you think when you see highlights of Mbappe or Messi or Ronaldo megging somebody or Bicey over that, like whatever, right? You see these highlights sniping from like 40 yards.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think that those events, those highlights happen when good teams play good teams? And do you think those events happen as frequent? I don't think that those events
they're definitely
happen.
special. They're definitely special when it happens against a good team, like Ronaldo's bicycle kick against Juve and stuff. But if the tournament, like the reason that made some of those goals so fucking great too is because it was like, yo, this was in the fucking Champions League. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, this was, I don't know. It's just shit.
It's weird. It's just weird for me to think about that, because I think that there's like, I personally think that when you start playing great teams, you're getting marked better by defenses. You're playing better defenses. You're playing better offenses. You're playing better midfielders. You're not allowed to, send the ball 500 yards and somebody just take a gnarly touch and it's all good, right? Like, I feel like there's a lot less room for great plays and highlights and stuff like that than you would. So that also draws less attention. You're just watching kind of regular football. I get that there's all this also like this great number of great players that can provide more highlights, but at the same time they're also playing great players.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You don't have the good guys playing the shit guys.
Are playing together. There's going to be more like 0-0 draws. And
1-1 draws and shit like that, right? You're not going to
because
you're not
both
going to
teams
see
are so
blowouts.
good. They're like, I don't know.
That's why it's difficult. But yeah, you were saying it kind of like ruins the sport. And like it
ruins competition in general, because there is no competition.
Yeah,
because you're automatically into this tournament. And it's like
exactly.
It would be like the NBA just being like, listen, like is there 32 teams in the NBA?
No, I don't remember. 30
teams. Let's say there's fucking 30 teams in the NBA. Everybody makes the fucking playoffs and we just play. You know what I mean? It's like, no, like the whole like fight to get into the top
30
8.
teams. The
whole fight to get into the top 8 is like what makes it
it's
worth
all of
it.
it, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get the 8th seed, and then they're the ones who like go all the way, and you want to like for the underdog, and it's like, oh, if fucking Cleveland was there every year, it's like it just takes away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I speaking of like ruining a sport, I really wanted to talk about. I don't know if you watched it in full, but Saturday I watched the Jake Paul and Ben Askren fight by Thriller.
Was that a fight?
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna break it down for you. The Jake Paul Ben Askren fight overall was an absolute joke.
The production you're talking about?
Every aspect of the fight was a joke. Okay?
I was lucky enough to only I seen on
Get
Twitter,
the pay-per-view.
No, I didn't fucking pay for it. I only seen the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight. I seen nothing else.
I watched
I like clicked the fucking link to see the Justin Bieber like concert a little bit.
Yeah.
But everybody was trashing.
No, I literally saw the full Justin Bieber thing, and then I watched the Jake Paul.
Do you know
one.
what happened before that? The fucking endless concerts, the endless.
No, okay, so I watched. Yeah, so I watched. Like in full. So I was in Discord and somebody was streaming it, so I ended up watching like here and there. Whenever there was like something stupid with whenever there was something, not actual fight, like I didn't watch the full fights, but whenever there was some shit going on, like concert or fucking what's his name?
The interviews.
What's his name? Pete Davidson was talking to people and Snoop Dogg and all that, right? Yeah. So I was watching for that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. To me, that seemed more like WWE than actual boxing.
It seems so like low production, like just
not even low production, just like
the backstage, like in the dressing rooms, like making the jokes and stuff. I thought he stole the show, right? Like he was really funny and stuff.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah. But kind of just shit on everything.
Yeah,
which was like great, but it was just weird. The production, everything.
Okay, so the first thing I hated about it was number one, decide whether this is a boxing match or this is a Super Bowl halftime performance or this is a WWE match, or decide one or the other. I get the whole apparently Thriller is part owned by the D'Amelios, something like that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like TikTokers that are like part owners in it and stuff, and like hold like a big stake in the company.
Yeah.
But man, they just they made a shit ton of money. Like there was a shit ton of people, like I think it was like a 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. And it was just like the low, like the quality of like low production. It was just shitty production. Yeah. And it was like the musical performances always annoy me because it's like everybody's buying this pay-per-view to see the fucking fight. You know what I mean? Like we don't need to see an hour and a half long concert. Like nobody fucking gives a fuck about.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I was saying. Like, okay, it was just some rumor, or I don't know. I can't find it here.
I'm sure
but
they own like
it's Ryan
stake in it.
Yeah, something like that. But I definitely not. It's just Ryan Cavanaugh or something like that. This guy is CEO of it. But what I was trying to say was like, number one, the music. I get if you want to have one performance, but if you're having one after every fight, there's something going on. This turns into like a 6-hour event, a 10-hour of like, what is taking so long?
Exactly.
Right? And when you watch a UFC, a pay-per-view UFC, like one or whatever event, you watch fights.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The reason why you're leading up to the main event is because you're watching other fights.
Yeah, there's
it's not like this
small.
It's not this garbage entertainment, right?
Where they talk about they talk about the next fight coming up and they show like promo for the main event and stuff, but it's all like fight related.
Yeah.
There was only one fight where they had maybe there was another one that they had like a live performance, and it was a Conor McGregor fight, and it was literally just them, the musical performance, singing them into the ring, like their entrance. And that was perfect because it was like you got to watch them walking in the ring anyway. So like a live performance as they're walking in is fine. But it's like these concerts. Like I don't need to see Justin Bieber, and he was good, but I don't need to see.
I get it. They
think
that these big names that are performing like Justin Bieber and whatever, they think that okay, this is content people want to see. Like okay, it's Justin Bieber, but if I'm a boxing fan, I really don't care.
But even if you're not a boxing fan. Do you want to see like a Justin Bieber concert?
Well, like a lot of people did watch it just for Justin Bieber, right? Like some people did watch it. Okay. Aside from the production, aside from all the garbage production and the way it was done, number two, they made a shit ton of money somehow.
So much money. I don't think it broke a record, but I think I read
the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight generated $75 million.
Yeah. How many pay-per-view buys do you have that?
You might have it here. Yeah.
I think it was like 1.5 million pay-per-view buys, which is like a solid.
Exactly, you got it on the nose. 1.5 million.
Yeah, which is a solid pay-per-view. Like a lot of UFC events can't keep up with that.
Like
Conor McGregor events can, but
yeah. So think of your audience. Yeah. Not only do you have all these people that are kind of interested in boxing, now you have all these TikTokers, all the people that watch TikTok, all the people that watch YouTube videos. They want to see this guy, right? You have Ben Askren's audience. Yeah, which is not really big, but then you have this giant Jake Paul's from his vlogs, from his YouTube videos, from everything, right? You have this giant audience that just wants to watch, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, and he even says, he goes, I do this for all the people that want to watch me get knocked out.
Yeah,
Andrew, I would not have wanted anyone to get knocked out more than Jake Paul that night.
That's like a lane. That's a lane guys take.
Yeah.
Is like, I'm going to be the bad guy. I'm going to be the fucking shit disturber.
Yeah.
So everybody tunes into my fight because everybody wants to see me.
So listen,
get smashed.
Obviously I wanted to see him get knocked out. Number one, personally, I think that
a
entire fight was not only staged,
be a good debate. Yeah.
Not only staged, it was rehearsed so many times that that there was an agreement beforehand.
Yeah.
That said, this is exactly how you're going to go out. The ref is going to stop it at exactly this time. Not exactly, like the time was whatever, but this is how it's going to be stopped.
Yeah.
And you know what's going to happen? And and you're going to get $20 million. And like Jake Paul's telling Ben Askren this, or the organizer.
Yeah.
You're going to get 20. Yeah, I'm going to get 35. You're going to get knocked out on the world stage because you got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And then we're all going to go home happy with a fucking shit ton of money.
So
That's what's going to happen.
Everybody's talking about it. It was rigged. I've been like flipping back and forth. I don't think it was staged. I think Ben Askren almost like staged it himself.
Like just
That was such a fucking pathetic performance.
Oh, yeah.
From everything. From he looked like I just lost a bunch of weight.
yeah.
Like he just looked like some dude that just lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
Still like chubby, but
Yeah,
like
he looked
good job for losing fucking 100
The weigh-in,
pounds.
he looked absolutely repulsive.
Bag of milk.
Yeah.
He looked like a bag of milk.
Just
Like,
terrible.
what are you doing? And even leading up to the fight, he was saying, like, oh, if Jake Paul could really box, then he's going to win. But I don't think he could fight. It's like, bro, what is your mentality?
I think the entire concept was the biggest money grab. Just the biggest money grab.
It was so pathetic.
Talk all the shit you want. He didn't get his fight with McGregor, so he
Yeah.
had to get his money out somehow
And,
else.
yeah, that's why, like, I understand the, like, Ben Askren takes so many shots. And you're telling me Jake Paul knocked him out. Those shots add up over time, so I think he did get caught. But it was like
Number one, it looked like he hadn't trained for boxing the entire time.
No, he came out with this 1940s like style. It looked like I was boxing.
Yeah,
it looks like I was like, okay, the next 3 months I'm gonna go hard and try to lose weight, and then I'm gonna do some light boxing, and I'm gonna fight fucking Jake Paul. I hope that he can't box at all. That he's so bad at boxing that he won't.
Yeah, literally,
It's
it was
like, but you know he's not.
He's literally training. Like, you know he's training. And you've seen him fight against Thing, right?
And he comes out with this
Like this, like literally like this.
Yeah,
and
it was
there's just all this space, like just
like
not
if you
protecting himself.
If you watch him get hit, he does go like stiff when he's in the air going down, which is like a knockout thing. But it's like, yo, just for you to get caught that early and like that, and look that poor, was like so infuriating.
I kind of want to see. I've watched one, but I want to see like a professional boxing analyst break down how bad his stance, his form, his everything.
And I feel bad because I think Jake Paul is like actually decent at boxing, like amateur boxing.
I think he is an amateur boxer right now. Like, that's what I think.
He's a guy who has his first 4 fights. Like, you only see like Floyd Mayweather and stuff once they're like they have like 22 fights under their belt.
Yeah,
like, a lot
like
of these boxers build up. Don't go pro. They're amateur until they're like 20-0 or 20-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you're seeing a guy like get into boxing. It's just the fact that it's Jake Paul, so he's building
so
up.
much more.
Yeah, there's so much more hype around him, and he's gonna get these bigger opponents and
but
stuff.
But it's still like all the people he's fought so far. It's just you can't justify credibility there. Like, you still can't think of him as a boxer.
Yeah, because
like, look at like if Ben Askren came in and it was a good fight and Jake Paul won by like decision or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if he won like that instead of a knockout in the first.
So poor. Like, even if Ben Askren looked good, like his boxing stance, and then he got caught, and the thing, it's like, holy shit, Jake.
He's good,
but it's like, oh, this guy looks like me.
Yeah,
he looks
literally.
like me coming out.
Looked terrible.
Like, it looks like you're bullying this.
I don't know. I just think I think for sure that it was rigged. That's me, number one. Not rigged like. Yeah, I think rigged like beforehand. They knew kind of what was gonna happen.
To build up his,
and Ben was really like involved with. Oh, I'm not gonna really train. I'm just gonna kind of go in there and take the hit.
Like, you know what's the sad part? If this isn't rigged, because for you to get knocked out so early and thing, and everybody's like, this has to be a joke. There's no way you actually thought you could win this fight. Like, you come out looking like that and you thought you could win.
But the reason why it makes Ben look so bad, it's not because. It doesn't make Jake look like, oh my god, this guy's the next big boxer, right? Like, it doesn't make him look like that. It makes him look like a regular amateur boxer.
Yeah.
And like, it just makes Ben look like a loser, like just a loser.
So do you know who Ben Askren is?
Yeah.
Do you know the history? Yeah. Do you know the history of him?
He has like the fastest He's been knocked out the fastest in UFC
history. So that's like his legacy now. Before he was in the UFC. Ben Askren, Dana White, him and Dana White had beef, so he wasn't in the UFC. But he was like this undefeated, like, boogeyman wrestler. He was like fighting in Bellator and shit, and like Joe Rogan and like a bunch of the MMA community was like, you need to get this guy in the UFC because he is so fucking good. And he was like this like legend. And then he enters the UFC, fights Robbie Lawler. There was like some controversy, like the ref stopped the fight early. It looked like the guy was going out and stuff. And then he gets the fastest like knockout. Like, he was just so like like mythical.
Yeah.
Before entering the UFC, and
Yeah.
then he fought the
it just ruined
competition,
him.
and then that quickest knockout,
Yeah.
you've seen it, right?
Yeah,
the flying knee,
knee.
and everything from then on is just fucking downhill.
Yeah.
And he's
He was
looked like
19.
shit.
He was 19-2 in wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Which is
insane.
crazy.
I seen something actually, which I couldn't see. I didn't see it anywhere, but Jake Paul was saying that he was gonna do a wrestling competition with Ben Askren. After this fight, because to like make more money and shit.
Yeah.
But apparently Ben Askren is still talking shit. I didn't see on his Twitter
I
or
don't
something.
know.
But he was like, "Oh fuck that! Like I'm not wrestling you anymore. Like I would have made you so much more money, but because you're still talking shit after getting like knocked out, I'm not gonna do this wrestling thing with you and like fuck you."
Yeah.
But
I don't know. That's just weird. I personally hated the entire experience.
it was.
I don't know about you. It just wasn't for me. Was not for me at all. And I don't think if it would have happened again, I would waste any. Number one, I didn't waste any money in the
Who do you
beginning.
think's next?
I honestly don't give a fuck. Like I don't think I honestly don't even care. Like if it's a YouTuber, I honestly do. I don't think I'll.
I don't think he can. I think he has to step up. I think if Conor McGregor bites, and if I'm Conor, I might do it. Even though I'm smaller and stuff, I'm clearly a better striker.
Yeah.
Like, you know
Way
what I mean?
better.
I went 10 rounds or whatever whenever he got like stopped against Floyd Mayweather and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he looked decent. I'd fight him.
Yeah.
If it's not him, there's like Tyson Fury's younger brother that says that he's down to fight, and Jake Paul's been like calling out. If he beats Tyson Fury's younger brother, like it's another step towards like being more legit. Like if you see his progression, it was like shitty YouTuber, right? KSI's brother. It was like nothing. And then it was another YouTuber, Gibby, right? Did he fight Gibby?
Yeah, I remember the second one, but then I know it was Nate Robinson.
And then it was Nate Robinson. And then it was obviously Ben Askren, right? So he went like YouTuber, ex-professional athlete, again ex-professional athlete, but he was a fighter. Who did Gibby fight? There was like a UK YouTuber, and I'm pretty sure it was Jake Paul, and he got crunched.
Nate Robinson, and then
Who's before Nate Robinson?
yeah,
Gibby, right?
and Anderson Gibb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like YouTuber, a little bit stronger YouTuber, and then it was like ex-professional athlete,
Yeah.
and then ex-professional athlete again, but in fighting, and then it's like, okay, now you need to fight somebody. Like if I'm in Jake,
like amateur wrestler or amateur fighter.
yeah, like somebody who's had a fight career but is like towards the end and isn't that great anymore, just to like start building up, because you can't go to fucking it's tough to go to like a Conor McGregor or a fucking like Floyd Mayweather. Like you're just not. You fight Canelo or a guy like that, you're dead.
Out.
You're dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'd be no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done talking about it. It was just an unpleasant experience overall.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna end it there for today.
Sweet.
Again, thank you for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate it. There was a lot to talk about this week. Thankfully, we got through all of it, and hopefully there'll be more next week. A lot of controversy, but it is what it is. If you're watching this on YouTube, take a look in the description below. All of our tags are there: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. And if you're listening to this, check out the podcast in full video on YouTube. Andrew, again, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for us this week on episode 13. We refreshed your feed so you didn't have to. Peace out.